I'm a master at editing. That sync is so perfect. Every time the audio lines up, just right.
I never listened to these, so I don't know.
I fucked up Andrew's audio so many times on this podcast. It's always his. It always gets out of sync.
And he always gets mad about it, too.
I don't know why.
Or he doesn't...
just always gets out of sync.
Anytime that we talk about the podcast, though, he's like, oh, dude, so that latest podcast? I was so quiet, you can't hear anything. It's just like, people will start laughing. I'm like, what? I said that and I don't even know what happened. That was a while back. When his audio was really bad.
Yeah, especially with the real old ones, it was not... Part of it was, well, Andrew, you didn't talk much.
Yeah.
The other part was, when you did talk, I could barely do anything.
Yeah.
So, it's better now.
It is better now.
And this is the Screenplay Sidekicks podcast. We're talking Ghostbusters, the original 1984 version.
Damn right.
Ghosts.
Hello, Ghostbusters.
They're real.
You do?
They're mean.
You have?
They're here.
We got
Ghostbusters.
Hey, anybody see a ghost?
They catch the ghost that won't stay dead. They're armed. They're dangerous.
Try to imagine all life as you know it stopping instantaneously and every molecule in your body exploding at the speed of light.
All right, that's bad. Okay. All right, important safety tip. Thanks, Egon.
They're professionals.
Oh. I'm the chairman of the largest paranormal removal company in America. You see it?
They're all that stands between you and the end of the world.
This city is headed for a disaster of biblical proportion. Real wrath of God type stuff. Fire and brimstone coming down from the sky. Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria. Your girlfriend lives in the corner penthouse of Spook Central.
You want this body?
Is this a trick question? Got your stick? Hold! Beat him up! Smoke it! Make him hard! Ready!
Ghostbusters. Starring Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver, Harold Ramis, Rick Moranis. Ghostbusters.
We came, we saw, we kicked it.
Today, on this podcast, where 2 is the loneliest number, except for the number 1, we have Jason.
Yeah. You're digging a nice hole for us here, Travell.
And myself, Travell. I don't know. I thought of earlier in the day when I realized it was probably going to be just us. I already came up with that 2 as the loneliest number bit. So I've just been holding it.
For the
holding
record,
it in my pocket all day. Pulled out the crumpled piece of paper it was written on.
For the record, like last night or whenever, when they're like, "Hey," when you're like, "Hey, who wants to be on this podcast?" And everyone's like, "Nope."
Well, yeah, when
I'm
everyone
like,
went nope.
I'm like, oh, fuck, now I have to be.
But also, I realized that, like, my life is taken over by work right now. But still, I just knew I had to do it, but I kept forgetting to post the message to remind people that we were going to record this weekend.
Yeah. I usually keep track of it. I'm like, oh yeah, we didn't record last weekend when I was at his house, which means we're going to record this. Oh boy. Okay.
Every 2 weeks, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, kind of, sort of, most of the time. But yeah,
sometimes
and then...
3. Sometimes 3 weeks, sometimes a month. But we try and...
We try and do 2 weeks.
It's better than 2 mates.
So, yeah, better than 2 mates. We're running on, 4 months now? 4, 5?
It's probably I think February was the last time we recorded.
And it's the end of July, so what's that make it? I don't even know. That's a lot of months. It's like at least 5. 7 and 2, yeah, that's 5.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's the end of the month. I have to pay rent soon. That's the whole thing.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. When do I get paid next?
I don't know. When do you get paid next? Hopefully today or tomorrow.
I think next Friday. Anyways, Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters!
The classic
1984 film.
comedy.
It was... okay, I didn't look up anything about this. I didn't realize it was comedy, technically.
Was this the first time you've seen Ghostbusters?
Yes, it was.
Well, we have a newbie.
A newbie Ghostbusters, yeah. Yeah, no, I was like, I don't know, I have no idea what to expect going into this. Is this going to be like a spoopy film?
It's a real
It was
spoopy?
not a spoopy film.
It's got spoopy moments.
No. Like,
It's
it
got
might,
spoopy moments.
maybe in 1984, but the effects are a little dated, and so, also half the time I wasn't really looking at the screen. Because I was kind of playing Kirby at the same time as watching this.
Gotta drink that lovely Sunny D.
Oh, Sunny D.
Please
Sponsor us.
sponsor us. Anyways.
But yeah. Yeah, no. And I kind of want to... I'm going to bring this up right now. This is like one of the only points I have to make. But I'm going to bring it up right now. Some of the effects are really dated, but some of them look fine.
I think, yeah, the biggest dated ones is some of the blue screen work for, like, the backgrounds. Mm-hmm. When it, like, especially near the end, I know, it's, like, just Bill Murray and, like, Dan Aykroyd standing up there. And the stuff going on in the background. I was like, eh.
Yeah. I don't remember seeing that, but okay.
The other sequence that I think a lot of people point out is when the Zool... Or, no, it's the other dog is stop motion and crashes the party.
Yeah, yes. Wonder. It was great. That was great. That looked alright. The scene I had the biggest problem with.
Oh, okay. Go on.
It's like one shot right near the end when they blow up, spoilers for this fucking...
30-plus-year-old movie.
32-year-old movie. At the end, when they blow up the, whatever.
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man?
Nope. Well, I mean, they blow him up at the same time.
They blow up the gateway?
Yeah, but the gateway, the effect, like, the explosions in the gateway look awful. But they're only there for a split second. But then it cuts to, like, back, and the whole building has explosions, and those look fine! And that was like I was sitting there completely stunned by like this drastic switch from just terrible looking explosions to like not great, but they looked fine comparatively, especially.
Okay.
That was my biggest one. And yeah, the stop motion dog was
The stop motion dog is not aged well. I look at it, I'm like, hey, cool, stop motion, but I also know that doesn't look great.
Yeah.
It's not that great stop motion.
Yeah. It's especially noticeable because they have like two forms of it. It's either looking at you with this like that. It's hard.
Yeah, where it's
this is a visual
model.
where it's like, yeah, model,
That's
or
not the word,
or it's flying. That's it.
Yeah.
Those are its two levels.
I unlike Jason, have grown up watching Ghostbusters many times over the years. This rewatch today was probably the first time I've seen it in like 3 or 4 years. A lot of reevaluation going on, honestly.
It's classic.
It did not hold up as well as I thought it had. It's got some problems. The effects isn't one of the problems for me. I think the effects are still probably the best part of the movie.
The effects are fine, especially
the
considering
effects
its
and
age.
creature design and shit like that. It looks great,
Looks
mostly.
Yeah, mostly. Like I said, for its age, looks fine. Looks great.
Mm-hmm.
It looks wonderful. It's great. This is the best.
Some of the comedy when it hits, it's really good. It's got a slow start, though.
It's got a slow. It does.
And
This is true.
there is some pacing problems, but once they get to the montage, everything's good.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But my biggest problem I've come with this rewatch is Bill Murray as Peter Venkman. He's a lot creepier than I remember. Not charming in the slightest.
Nope.
More just a creep.
Yep.
All the other Ghostbusters still love. Peter, though, ooh, he was creeping hard on Sigourney Weaver there.
So for the record, I'm going to throw this out here right now. I remember one guy's name, and that's Ray.
Ray.
At the moment, I have Peter because you just said it a bunch of times, but that's going to be gone soon, most likely. Apart from that, I really didn't take the time to remember any names.
It's Ray, Peter, Egon, the guy with the glasses, and Winston.
Cool.
Love them all. Except Peter less so now.
Yes.
I mean, he still does... when he's not being a creep, I like him.
Yeah.
Like, he's very funny, he's dry, sarcastic, cynical curmudgeon that he is. He just also happens to be that way to a woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still like Sigourney Weaver. She's great. As Diana, the person in the apartment.
Yeah.
She's great.
One of the only two women in the movie.
Yeah.
The other one I think I like better.
Annie Potts, the secretary.
The
Love
secretary
her.
was fantastic.
Oh, that's always been a weird... I was actually going to bring up Ghostbusters 2 slightly. Or for one thing, I was like, actually watching this, the reason that Bill Murray and Sigourney Weaver aren't together in the second movie makes a lot more sense. Because maybe they would have dated after this, because he saved her, but once that ran out, she would have realized he's a creep again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that relationship just wouldn't have lasted. So that makes much more sense. The thing in the second movie, which still doesn't make sense, is how much the secretary and Egon are flirting. In the second movie, she's actually dating Rick Moranis, the guy from across the hall.
Oh. Okay.
Of all things.
That is really weird. Okay.
And it's been a while. It's also been a while since I've seen Ghostbusters 2, so I don't remember how good a relationship they are in. But it's just weird
that it's
with
there
how
at
much
all.
Egon and her are flirting in this movie.
Yeah.
For that to go nowhere.
So, gonna completely change topics now.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about the environmental guy?
Oh, Walter Peck.
That guy?
Love him.
Fantastic.
He's great.
Can we talk about specifically after he causes their building to explode?
And how he's still on their case?
And how he's still on their... Yeah, how he's still on their case. Like... Oh, even like going into that, he's so stupid. It's so nonsensical. Like, hey, shut this thing off. Don't shut that off. It's like that'll be like setting off a bomb in the middle of the town. Shut it off. Shut it off right now. No, please don't. I'm telling you, it's not going to be good. I promise it won't be good. Just shut it off.
He's just
stupid,
great bureaucratic asshole
piece
skeptic.
Yeah. And then and he's like, it's gonna blow up, and I will not be held accountable for this. He's like, you're damn right you will. What? That's not how law works. No. No.
That's not how law works.
That's...
Law.
No. It's like... No. It doesn't make sense. You can't, like, walk in somewhere and be like, yo, we have this... Yo, I see you have this thing. I'm gonna mess with it. Don't mess with it. You'll cause a lot of...
He does...
You could cause some major danger to many people. Well, I'm gonna do it anyways. And then
Maybe he shouldn't have shut it off. But I can't blame the guy for being like, hey, maybe you should be inspected. What kind of system you running here?
Yeah, inspection, sure. But, yeah, like, if...
Shutting it off against their will?
Against
and
their
after they're saying it's a
recommendations,
bad
yeah.
idea?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah, probably not the best idea. And then, like, yeah, after the fact, he's like, these guys are criminals. What?
I mean, at that point...
At that point, you've blown up any evidence that they were.
Yeah, but it's also all on him. So he's just more diverting the attention away from him fucking up.
Yeah.
Back onto them.
Yeah. You can't be seriously thinking about listening to these guys. Yeah, he's fucking... Yeah, no. His whole character, like... His whole thing was weird. And
we do get
upset
one of the...
me.
We get one of the best lines about him. One of the best lines from the movie is about him.
What's that?
And it's like,
I don't
until
remember.
Dick was here, shut it off. Is
Oh,
that
yeah.
true? Yes, it's true, sir. This man has no dick.
Yes. That was a fantastic line.
And I think Bill Murray has most of the best lines, too. Which makes sense. And maybe I need to go on this whole reevaluation of Bill Murray. Because this is kind of probably his most iconic character. And if he's not aged that well in this role, in this movie, who knows how many other movies where it's kind of like, you.
I mean, does it matter?
No, we're talking about movies on the internet.
Exactly.
In the end,
bro. It doesn't
probably
even
don't matter. What else to talk about? I still like the movie. It's still funny.
It was
It's good
funny.
effects.
It was fun. It was silly. Get her.
That was your plan, Ray? Just go out and get her?
I mean, and then it like kind of comes back around at the very end. Go get her, Ray.
When someone asks you if you're a god, Ray, you say yes!
Dude.
Ugh.
Fantastic.
So Gozer, as a villain, so they're dealing with ghosts the whole movie, but it's really kind of unclear what Gozer is. So Gozer's a demon or just some other dimensional being?
Or a demigod, or just like personified form of disaster, or yeah, like
And like
I mean,
the main villain in Ghostbusters 2 is a ghost. The main villain in the new one is a ghost, but there is some other spiritual stuff going on.
spirity stuff.
That
That would make sense considering the
Yeah.
title is Ghostbusters.
But this one, there's no real lore to Ghostbusters when you think about it. They just kind of made shit up as they went along.
They made a ship up.
I think that is a bit in Ghostbusters too. When stuff starts going bad, there's these cops pulled over, and they're like, "Guys, the Titanic just arrived." And the whole Titanic shows up with the dead.
Oh my god. Yeah, no. As far as there's definitely no real lore to Ghostbusters. They're just like, oh yeah, there's this guy.
Which I just kind of find weird compared to like every other 80s franchise. Not even just 80s, just like a franchise that's been around this long. You'd think there'd be some more established lore. Because there is the cartoons, but I don't think as much of the cartoon I've watched is basically Ghosts of the Week, shoot it with the proton beams, trap it, we done. Credits.
Credits.
Slimer
Also-
does something wacky.
Also, just saying, from the first moment the first moment that he says, "Oh yeah, guys, also don't cross the beams," I'm like, they going across the beams.
They going across those beams.
It's going to streams. Sorry, cross the streams.
That's
that's
some
a joke.
foreshadowing.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, it'll cause serious problems. Oh, okay, they're gonna do it. That's gonna be how they finish. That's how this ends. They cross the streams. I don't know if they make it out or not. I think they do. There's Ghostbusters 2, so probably. I don't know. Maybe they crossed the streams and didn't, and that's why there's an all-female Ghostbusters now.
The new one is a complete reboot.
I assumed, but hey, man, I was making a joke. Come on.
No, I know. It's just something to discuss, though, because honestly, I wondered if it was going to be in the same universe going into it.
Oh yeah, you saw it.
Yeah, I saw it, which I am going to talk about the new one in a bit here once we've wrapped up talking about this Ghostbusters.
This Ghostbusters, that Ghostbusters, all the Ghostbusters.
Do you have a favorite Ghostbuster? Ray?
No. No, definitely
Not Ray?
Definitely not Ray.
I love Ray. He's pretty great. I like.
To be honest,
I like Winston.
It would have
he doesn't
to be,
have a lot to do in this movie.
It would have to be a tie between Winston and Egon for me.
Egon's pretty great.
Egon's awesome. Well, I think
That's
like
a big Twinkie.
I think my favorite scene, or one of my favorite scenes for sure, is Winston and Egon's conversation in the car about God.
That was Ray.
Was it Ray?
That was Ray and Winston.
Was it?
Yeah.
Because originally I thought it was, but then he started just quoting shit, and I'm like, oh, no, it's that other guy that just starts quoting shit.
No, it's Ray and Winston. Because
okay.
Egon is back at the headquarters with the guy from across the hall who has become the Keymaster.
Oh, yeah. Right. See, again, with I was half watching, half playing Kirby. Yeah.
Shit messed with you?
Yeah. In any case, okay. I don't know. I like
Are
them
you
all.
the gatekeeper? No. I love that bit. It's pretty. The visual comedy, there's not nearly as much as... It's a very writer's comedy. Written comedy. Like, they're telling jokes. The rapport between characters. Sarcastic comments. It's not so much physical comedy where guys slip on bananas. Or duck and punch the other person behind them, sort of thing.
You're thinking... you're giving me Three Stooges examples here.
Yeah, well, Three Stooges pretty much embodies physical comedy.
Yep.
But that one of the best... I don't know why I find it so funny. I just do. Is when Ray walks around the corner in the hotel and sees Slimer, the green ghost.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just got that cigarette stuck on his lip, hanging basically straight down,
Yeah.
hanging on his lip.
That happens more than once.
For whatever reason, that's one of the funniest moments to me. Just the look on his face.
Like,
with the cigarette there.
I glanced up. I'm like, that's... What the fuck? And then, like, immediately after I glanced up, the scene changed, so I didn't think that much of it. I'm like, that cigarette was weird. Oh, well. And I carried on with my... with I don't know if I kept watching or if I went back to Kirby at that point, but, you know...
You're not singing along.
That's because I don't know it.
It's the Kirby song.
Yeah.
It's the main Kirby song.
I'm aware, but I don't know how it goes. I'll recognize it, but I won't sing it. I won't start belting it out. I'm not Andrew.
Yeah.
I mean, or you. Also, somehow we got the idea that Andrew is, like, a super Kirby fan.
He knows a lot of shit about Kirby.
But he's actually
for
not
whatever
like
reason.
He's not like a huge Kirby person, as I
No.
found out recently. But he just always seemed like it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
He
like
just
you say,
does.
he just knows a bunch of stuff.
He just knows a bunch of
And
stuff about Kirby.
he just references it, and nobody else references Kirby.
I'm trying to think if I'm like that for anyone. Like, I guess I know a lot about Mario stuff, but I don't play a lot of Mario games. I also guess that's not strictly true, because I play a lot of Kart, Party, just not so much the main Mario games.
The platforming hellholes, what? I love Mario.
So, they can never put out another game like that, right? Since there's Super Mario Maker now?
I don't know. Probably they will. They're gone.
That's the thing. I'm like, well, with the existence of Mario Maker, how are you going to put out another game like that when somebody can just buy Mario Maker
and make it?
And someone will have made those levels, I'm sure, in Mario Maker.
I mean, I bet you that there is a Mario Maker 2.
I'm sure that'll come out at some point.
It's gonna happen. I don't know why.
I think it's gonna be a while.
Maybe.
Because as far as I know, they've been doing like regular updates on Mario Maker, like adding new content and new stuff you can do.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be a while, I think.
It'll come.
But what do I know? I know Pokemon Go, and not much else.
Exactly.
I also know Ghostbusters.
God damn it, Travell!
As the movies go. Not too much else.
What about the games?
Games. There was a Ghostbusters game. There's several, I'm sure. But there was one that I think came out in 2007, which had everyone returning to voice their characters.
Nice.
And has been, by a lot of people, called the actual Ghostbusters 3.
Okay, hold on. In 2007?
I think so.
Okay.
Maybe earlier.
Maybe later.
Okay, sure.
I see a Ghostbusters, the video game, from 2009.
That would be it, probably.
Okay, I also see Ghostbusters, the Sanctum of Slime. Which...
Oh, man.
Is an Xbox Live arcade game.
I just can't wait to get home after a long day of work to my Sanctum of Slime.
No doubt. I'm gonna watch this
just
video.
really chills out my system.
Oh, yeah.
But Ghostbusters, the video game, as far as as far as most people seem to be concerned, is the unofficial, official Ghostbusters 3. Which people... so Ghostbusters 2 didn't do as well as the first one.
Really? A sequel didn't do as well.
Right? I know.
Weird. Dude, this game looks fantastic.
The Sanctum...
The Sanctum of Slime?
Man.
It looks like it's four-person multiplayer, I think. It's not... This video isn't really that clear. I didn't listen to it. That's probably part of it. But I just saw 4 guys running around lasering things, so it looks fantastic to me.
But for, like, years and years, people have been, like, screaming about a Ghostbusters 3. Even though 2 kind of flopped. I don't know how bad it actually did. It probably did pretty decent at box office.
But
I'm going to look that up.
Look it up.
But I do know that the critics were not fans of Ghostbusters 2. I like Ghostbusters 2, personally. It's not as good, but still got some good moments. Enough to not just, like, completely disregard it. It's not that bad.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah, it made, like... it made shit tons of money.
How much money did it make?
On a budget of $37 million, it made $215 million. So...
just about as much as the original, which made $229 on a budget of $30.
I don't know why it was such a... I guess just the critics killed it?
Guess so.
Maybe there was a falling out with the background, or behind-the-scenes crew, too.
Who knows?
Maybe that was something. Either way, Ghostbusters 3 never really happened. And especially, Bill Murray said, as far as I remember, something... Because Harold Ramis died the other year, who played Egon. Every other Ghostbuster is still alive at this point. But Harold Ramis died the other year. Great comedian. Love his stuff. He's also a writer. I don't know if he wrote Ghostbusters in particular. Oh, yeah. He's a co-writer of Ghostbusters.
Yes, he is.
Anyways. So with his passing, Bill Murray said the chances of a Ghostbusters 3 are gone. Completely.
Gone. Never gonna happen.
Yeah.
I mean, unless the reboot gets one.
Yeah. Which, so, I don't know at what point things started happening, but then they announced a Ghostbusters reboot, remake, with an all-female cast.
All female. There are no men in the movie.
If
None.
only. Nah, I'm kidding.
Travell, the man hater.
Haha.
Haha, classic Travell.
Put it on my tombstone.
Don't tempt me.
You know how much I love to put things on tombstones.
Damn right.
So, the new Ghostbusters with all-female cast, I thought was a great idea.
Did you change your mind having seen it?
No. I had a lot of doubts leading up to it. Because once they announced the cast, I was like, Melissa McCarthy, these other people I haven't really seen anybody in, I don't know. Paul Feig directing, I don't know, his movies don't look that great.
I'm Travell. I actually know all these people.
Yeah.
Or don't, and then that sets off lights for me.
Woo, woo, woo.
Meanwhile, the Ghostbusters car. Meanwhile, there's me like, man, he's saying names again. I wonder what they mean.
Man, Travell knows a lot of names.
No kidding.
Names.
Names.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
That's a name.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp, that's a name. But there was a whole bunch of shit about this movie leading up to it. All the... controversy is the word I'm thinking of, but I don't feel like that's the right word for it. To describe all this shit going on.
Are you talking about the internet or
The
like...
internet.
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
The
Controversy,
internet's
yeah.
reaction
would be
to Ghostbusters.
Would be about right, yeah. Controversy would be about the right word for that.
What it? Okay.
The internet
Doesn't
being
it-
like, I don't know. Uncertainty.
Well, no, they're not being that.
Not
They're
really.
being, oh, fucking rape my childhood. I'm a man. What are these women doing?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Ooh.
What are these
Ooh,
women doing
see-
in my man nerdy franchise?
That opens your fucking... There you go. That shows you how much I've looked up Ghostbusters, the reboot.
Yeah, the trailer when they first put out the trailer, which when I saw was not a fan of. Just it wasn't that funny. I thought.
You're not that funny.
I think it's still the YouTube video with like the most dislikes on YouTube is the first trailer for
Really?
this new Ghostbusters movie.
Wow.
It was at one point, if it's not still. So yeah, there's a lot of nerdy men hating women attached to this movie coming out.
Get over it.
You know, you think You think they could. As adults. Ay.
You would think wrong, though.
You would think wrong if you thought that. 'Cause, there was so much leading up to this movie.
If there's one thing nerdy men aren't good with, it's gotta be women.
There was so much of that leading into this movie that... And then, since it's come out, it's been like nothing.
Because it was good?
Not just... It's not just that, it's just given me another wrong prediction. So I have a little of my ego hurt.
Boy. Here we go.
Because, do you remember The Interview? That movie that Sony was putting out about the North Korean...
I remember the movie that everybody was in a fuss about because they couldn't put it out or something.
Yeah,
and it went
exactly.
on Netflix anyways.
Yeah, that movie.
Yeah? What
And
about
then,
it?
no, it's just... I was like, ugh, I really don't want this to be a tentpole movie that, we're going through movie history and then we have to point this out as a major event in the media.
That's cool because no one's talking about it anymore.
Because, there was all this fuss, and then the moment it came out, nothing. And it's... So I was like, well, I guess that's good, but I'm also wrong.
Wrong!
But then I'm feeling the same sort of thing about this new Ghostbusters. So much fuss. So much fuss.
What were you expecting to happen? More fuss?
Well, no, the biggest thing I was worried about, which I had predicted coming into it, was that this movie and the situation around it had basically become... I felt that it had created a situation where it was impossible to have an opinion on the movie. Because if you liked it, well, how dare you? It's a franchise dumb movie featuring women. But if you didn't, well, you hate women and anything they touch. The movie couldn't just be good or bad. Or, no, it wasn't even so much that it could be good. The movie couldn't be bad. Was more the situation that I was reading. But I was wrong, because it came out, and I guess some nerds are still angry about it, but they've already moved, everyone else has moved on already, again.
Well, was it bad?
No. It was quite good.
There you go. There's nothing to complain about.
I won't go
then.
into too much spoilers.
Yeah, please don't.
Because it is a brand new movie.
You know I'm gonna go see it as soon as we're done here.
And it's not like we're dedicating the whole podcast to it, like when we talked Force Awakens. But the new Ghostbusters, I liked it a lot. The biggest problems is the effects. Not that great.
So how would you compare the effects to the 1984 movie?
I'm the wrong person to ask for that.
No, you're the right person to ask.
Am I?
Yes.
Because
you love old effects.
Well, that's the thing. Because I'll just be like, even if they're shitty old effects, I'd still take it over shitty CG any day.
Exactly.
So I don't know if I'm the right gauge for that. So, yeah.
Yeah,
the
but
effects in the old movie are better.
Seeing as I haven't seen the movie, and nobody else who has is here, you're kind of our only choice.
Alright then. It has a slow start. It has arguably a slower start than the original.
For the comedy or just in general?
For the comedy.
Okay, oh boy.
So it takes a little bit, but once it gets going, it's good. It's funny. Not every joke hits. And it does have some pacing issues where it doesn't... It kind of builds up, or it doesn't even build up, but it gives you a false ending for a moment. So wow, shit, we're at the end already? I didn't feel that invested. Also, what time is it? But that's not the real ending, and then it does build up to an actual kind of big ending. It adds action to the movie. Compared to the dudes just standing there and shooting their lasers at it,
Yeah.
which
This is our solution
which
to
was
the
something I
problem.
just never thought about till the new Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, they just kind of stand there. It's not really an action type movie at all.
No. Or like look in awe as the Marshmallow Puff Man.
But the new ones got action. They also give them more than just the proton pack lasers. Like, they got mini handheld lasers.
Travell.
There's a punching shooting gun thing.
The question that's weighing on everybody's mind. Do they cross the streams?
Not that I remember.
Okay.
Wasn't a plot point. Other shit was going on.
Cool.
Chris Hemsworth is great in it. I mean, sorry. He's the secretary. He's the guy who plays Thor.
Yeah.
He's
yeah,
the hot
actually, I knew that.
secretary. You knew that one?
No, I didn't, but I knew the name. I
Okay.
recognized the name, but I didn't know from where, so thank you.
Yeah, so he's an awesome play on that trope, because he's the hot secretary
That's
with
awesome.
no brains at all.
Yes.
He wears glasses to make himself look smarter, but he took out the, that's not why he wears them. He wears glasses, but he took out the glass because they kept getting dirty.
Oh my god. Yes.
So he's a complete idiot, and every moment from him is pretty golden.
Sweet.
All the girls are pretty good, especially the one played by Kate McKinnon, who's got like the poofy hair and the weird goggles. You'll probably see her online at some point, because
Probably.
everyone is obsessed with her. Because she's great.
I'm about to see her online. What's her name?
Kate McKinnon is the actress.
No, the
The
character.
character, Holtzman.
I hope I spelled that right. I don't think I spelled that right. Okay. Yeah.
And
Cool.
a lot of problems I had in the trailer, where I was like, oh, that's not funny. That's just bad. Makes sense in the movie.
Context is wonderful.
Context, yeah.
So
Once you have context, it
Wow.
works. So the trailer, I don't think the trailers are that great, but the movie I really enjoyed. I'm excited for a sequel, which they set up for one.
Nice.
And also all the cameos. So they got all the Ghostbusters cameoed somewhere. Except for, of course, Harold Ramis, who's no longer with us. But they got Bill Murray as a skeptic. Dan Aykroyd as a cab driver who says, I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Nice.
Ernie Hudson is one of the girls' uncle who owns a mortuary. So it's got those three, but it also has Sigourney Weaver show up near the end as one of the girls' mentors. The one you looked up, actually.
Nice.
And it's got the secretary from the original plays a desk clerk at a hotel
Nice.
who's just as sassy.
Yes.
There might have been another cameo, but I don't remember it. I thought it was really good. Go see the new Ghostbusters.
I refuse.
And that's
Fuck
okay,
you.
too. Because you're Jason. You don't give a fuck.
And to be honest, all this talk about the girl wearing goggles has just got me thinking about a character from My Hero Academia. So, go read My Hero Academia.
I guess do that, too.
I mean, watch
any-
it too, but read it. It's great.
I gotta get to that.
Yeah, you do.
So... That's all I have to say about the new Ghostbusters. And I think that's all I have to say about the old,
The old
Ghostbusters. Any other points you can think of? Anything else you want to mention, talk about?
No.
All right, then.
I can't think of anything, no.
Final thoughts? Ghostbusters?
Final
You
thoughts,
liked it?
I love their car.
You love the Ecto-1?
Yes.
Cool car. Funny moments. good effects for the most part.
Can't believe that they didn't get arrested for that. The whole containment thing was one thing. The car,
They should have got arrested for driving that thing? Is
they're
that what
not.
you're saying?
They're not police. They can't just set up sirens on their car and come blasting through. That's against the law. This show focuses on all the wrong problems, Travell. 0 out of 10.
Walter Peck clearly did not go after them for the right reasons.
Yeah, no doubt.
He should have gone after them for the car.
If he had prosecuted them over driving a vehicle that was, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to fucking make it sound special, but driving a car that looked like a police car but wasn't. Yeah, fair.
How dare he?
I would have been on his side for that, but
how
he didn't.
Dare they?
He went after some fucking environmental issues that he never really backed up in any way. He's like, yeah, this is environmental.
Well, I mean, it is nuclear.
Huh?
They were using nuclear technology and power.
Yeah, but he never specifies anything. He's just like, environmental issues. We think this place might be unsafe. Might. Environmental issues. The environment! So, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I got out of his character, anyway.
Another favorite moment of mine I just thought of is their ad on the TV.
Their ad, yes.
It's so staged and so phony. Because that's just a really funny moment when you think about it. Because their characters don't know how to be on TV. They're not actors. So they play it phony, and even, like, Egon looks down at the floors to where he's supposed to stand for the shot.
I didn't see that particular bit.
It's something that's been pointed out to me, so I always notice it now.
I only saw part of the ad, so... Again, I was really invested in my Kirby.
Yeah, I like Ghostbusters. It aged.
Oh, boy.
Probably not one of my favorite comedies anymore, but...
Well, it was especially bad for me just because I don't have the nostalgia thing you have.
Well, yeah, but... Yeah, I have the nostalgia thing, but now that nostalgia thing is being ruined by... It's not ruined, per se, but just like, oh, this character is not what I thought this character was.
Yeah,
Remember this character being... But that was really the only thing that bothered me.
But still, like, you have, like, the whole thing from the past where it's like, oh, yeah, I watched this so much. And I'm like, yeah, this is my first time seeing this. I can see all the effects of its age.
I used to watch it almost, like, every October. Because it'd be on TV at least once.
I can see clearly now.
Yeah, Ghostbusters. So Jason, where can the peeps find you?
I mean, on our channel, YouTube.
/ series of letters and numbers.
Most likely for our
Maybe
video.
we should get one of those custom URL things for YouTube.
I think that the YouTube is / Hardly Working Hippies, isn't it?
No, I don't think so.
If I type that in, does it go to it? We're going to find out. Oh, it is not. It is not.
No.
All right, youtube.com/channel/ capital U, capital C, BAG, capital W _ T, capital G, S, capital C, capital K, M, capital Y, capital Z, capital A, B, capital V, XE5U, capital EW. Hardly Working
You
Hippies.
can do
YouTube.
that, or you can just search Hardly Working Hippies
On
on
YouTube.
YouTube, which is your best bet at the moment. There is the website, but...
Yeah, that's a thing that doesn't
It's
work.
a thing that doesn't work. So YouTube is probably the best place to find all this content of the... Well,
Also
you can find
on
this
iTunes.
podcast. You can find Hippie's Place, which Jason does with Andrew.
Hippies Plays.
How many times a week?
2. Sometimes 3. But usually 2.
You can also see my other show.
I'm also not sure if we're going to have anything going up next Wednesday. But we'll see. It's Wednesday because Andrew is away and
No, he's still away.
doesn't get back till Tuesday.
Ooh.
We don't have a lot of
Yeah,
backlog.
that's pushing it.
And then also, I don't know what's going to happen for Friday either because there's a convention and stuff's happening.
Yeah.
Andrew, once again,
there's
be busy. I'll be
also
working
the Toonmates podcast and Hardly Working Hippies podcast you can check out
on iTunes.
on iTunes, on the not the website. Well,
Not
I
the
mean,
website.
yes, the website.
I mean, you can see the Hardly
but-
Working Hippies podcast on the website.
And some of the Toonmates, not all of them.
Not all of them.
But the YouTube channel's got everything. So that's
Oh,
really
yeah.
where you should go, peoples.
I mean, again,
You want
podcasts-
more?
all
Go
the po-
there.
All the podcasts are on iTunes too, so you can take it in your
iTunes.
pocket conveniently because you all have iPhones,
Because everyone is owned by Apple.
except the people who have Androids.
Mm-hmm.
You are just gonna have to do YouTube, I guess. We should really look
I
into
don't
getting
know.
our podcasts on.
I
available
don't.
to Android.
I have even no idea what Android uses. If they have any sort of podcast type app thing.
I think they have a podcast app. I don't know. I think
We'll
it's on the
look
Google-
into
I
it.
think it's through the Google Play Store. But anyways, also y'all folks with Windows phones, we should get it on the Windows phones because we do have a podcast app. I can speak from personal experience of never using it once.
All that
I
personal
don't think I've even
experience.
opened it.
There's also Tuesday show.
Yeah, Travell
Which
does
is
Tuesday show now. Where he talks
sometimes.
about he does this but by himself,
But by myself.
and it's
And
shorter
it's shorter
Thank
and
God.
less funny.
and less
More funny, less funny. You decide.
You decide. It's less funny.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm really well. I always do a really tired and rambly. So if you like tired, rambly stuff and
like
movies
tired Rambly Travell talking about TV shows and movies
alone,
and books. No, not books.
I think I'm going to talk about music a bit on the next one.
Stop. Don't. Stop making them so long. I don't want to watch it. I still haven't watched the last one.
The last one was like 5 minutes.
Wait, was it?
The last one was
okay.
super short.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was the one before. I don't know. You asked me to watch one, and then I don't think I ever did. Maybe I did.
Anyways,
I did. Fuck. Okay.
that explains that
And
single view.
and now we're rambling. Travell might cut this out. He might not. You never know.
And then well, if you're on iTunes, you get to hear the extended version where I play a song after us.
But
But if you're on YouTube, you don't.
yeah, copyright
So,
claims. Am I right? All right.
well, gotta love them.
Gotta love them. Gotta protect your content.
All right.
Okay. Bye bye.
I'm gonna eat more Chinese food.